Hi Luke, lovely to see you up at the range yesterday. Do some hard work on your game. Just a quick recap on the key points that we covered during your session. First of all, we talked about introducing some power into your swing. I mean, the key problem we had initially was when we look at the two different setups here, before and after. Power in your swing is going to come from the floor up, and you can see the difference between the two setups, top right and bottom right. The top right really is just a sort of pitching setup. Certainly won't create any power. To be honest with you, you do a pretty good job really. From there you get the handle forward, you make a nice centered turn, but it was a combination of creating a wider, more solid base, as we see here on the bottom right. Much better move. You can see there, looking much more powerful and starting to control the wrists a little bit more. A more solid leg action should result in overall a more solid golf swing. We do, however, want to do a little bit of work on disciplining the top of the backswing, but overall much better move on the way back with the wider stance. Power's coming from the floor up. When we're hitting shots, we're doing a lot of hitting the brakes at chest height and trying to recock the golf club. In order for us to do that, the body's got to slow down. As the body slows down at the correct time, the club head and the arms speed up, adding speed to your golf swing. So a lot of work on making a more solid base and a lot of work on recocking at P9, i.e. when the right arm is sort of just past parallel in the through swing. Now then, looking at another source of power for you, what we see from down the line is we see a lot of accumulators running out too soon. So yeah, we know we get a little bit long, but the pressure point maintenance there on the way back is far better than it was a few weeks or months ago. From there, however, old habits die hard, and we can see that number one accumulator, the right arm, straightens out very quick. As the right arm straightens out, the wrists start to unhinge, and by the time we get into impact, we've just no power left. So the rate at which the accumulators unload is something that we need to work on. Now initially, to give you a feel for that, we were getting you to hit some shots from a static position. So we're going to, one of the drills I want you to concentrate on, swinging to the top of the backswing and stopping. This produces a little bit more of a compact, shorter position for you and allows you to get a feel for swinging from a shorter backswing position. But then it also gives you a nice feeling of the correct sequence in the downswing. So the downswing should start from the ground up. I always get the feeling with yourself, because of the history of having a long backswing, I always get the feeling that the downswing starts with the arms. So as we're coming into the golf ball, you can see there that right arm straightening out a little bit too quickly. Having said that, it's not straightening out as quickly as at the start of your session, when the whole thing would just get thrown out very wide, completely straight before impact. So all the leverage is lost. We're a little bit better there, but not a lot. Now, the other drill we gave you was a preset drill. You're going to swing to the top of your backswing stop, and you're going to try and maintain the angle in the right arm and the wrist for as long as possible. And this for me is the drill that you really need to get into. Swing to the top and stop, maintain the angles in the right arm and the wrist for as long as possible. Now, would we want to play golf from there? No. But is it a different position than what we see shot after shot? Definitely. You can see there the difference, how much tidier. I'm just going to get rid of these other swings now for you. How much tidier you're looking and tighter you're looking at P6. So what we're doing here is we're taking the change that we want to introduce and we're really emphasizing it. So from the top, instead of accumulator 1 and 2 getting released and dumped very early, as we see here, we're going to hold on to accumulator 1, but particularly accumulator 2, for much longer. So it's just emphasizing that feeling of keeping the angles in the arms and the wrist for longer, this has the effect of moving the release point more over the top of the ball, rather than what we see here, where when the right arm and the wrist run out very quick, the radius of the swing is expanding. So we've got to have that stand-up look that we see through impact. We definitely, when we look at it from down the line, the hips moving towards the ball, we lose our inclination to the ground and we get a little bit up on the tiptoes, largely to prevent the club digging in the ground. So we've got to control the rate at which those accumulators release. As you can see here, much better, if a little bit contrived, much better move. The more you do this, the more familiar it will become, and the less likelihood you have of throwing that golf club out at the start of your downswing. On this one, this was the first attempt at it. When we came to hit the shot, you can see the difference. I'm going to leave the red lines up there for your angles. Super setup. Much better first move away, looking superb at P3. Our desired P4 is looking pretty good too, but then we go a little bit too long. And then the rate at which those accumulators releases has increased a little bit too much. As a comparison for you, as I said, this was just after 2 or 3 rehearsals. Let's see if there's been a little effect on the angles in here. So we're already starting to see a 4-degree difference between the angle in the right arm at the start of your session on the left hand side and the angle in the right arm after 3 swings, of emphasising the move from the top of the backswing into P6. So plenty of work on swinging to the top of the backswing, stopping and learning to sequence the moves from the ground up, and also plenty of work on this drill that we see here on the right hand side, where we're going to swing to the top and then maintain the angle in accumulator 1 the right arm and accumulator 2 the wrist, all the way down to P6. At this stage you can't overdo that. Eventually we would want to soften that up a little bit, but for now keep working on that drill you see there to control the rate at which the accumulators release. Great session, great working with you again. Sorry to hear you're a little bit stiff this morning. You'll get used to it the more you do it, and I will load some comparisons up for you onto the USB stick as promised, and that can be collected from the Pro Shop when you next visit the golf club. Good luck with it, well done, great working with you.